The greatest fear of the black boy's enemies is not that he'll grow up to become Superman. The greatest fear of the black boy's enemies is that he'll grow up to remember that he already is. Join the Mac Life Patreon to help you remember. It's your boy Warren B. Author, Pimp Guy, what your mama should have told you, and this is for the Mac Life. This is entitled, Why Your Game Fails. Why Your Game Fails. The first thing that we have to understand when we approach this subject called game, we have to accept some truths. Women don't need to mature in order to properly see men. But men do need to mature in order to properly see women. Again, women don't need to mature in order to see a man. But a man does need to mature in order to see a woman. Now let me make a distinction and then we'll continue on. I did not say that a woman can make the proper choices in men without maturity. I'm talking about what happens before the choice. It doesn't take maturity for her to see you. Now let's finish it. But it does take maturity for her to choose properly. But in order for a man to see a woman, it's going to take maturity first. Because only once he sees her and accept what he sees, what I call a black pill, can he better make choices in terms of obliging. Right? We say that women choose men, but men oblige. A man's got to mature first in order to see her. She doesn't have to mature in order to see you. She has to mature in order to do the right thing with that information. So in this thing called game, I define the expressed or unexpressed intention to gain an advantage over another. Women created game to gain an advantage over men, usurping his masculine authority, his natural authority over her. As above, so below. On a universal level, when the feminine principle negated to submit herself to the masculine principle, right? When she negated that, what she ended up creating, right, was something that was what some would call evil or malevolent. She tried to do it on her own. It's largely what a lot of women do. They take on a certain spirit when they insist on raising their children without a father. You create more chaos in the world and more poverty. Statistics are all there. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. The statistics also say that children in a single-parent household do better as if mama was there when it's a dad. As if she was there. That's how good they do when they're just with dad. But we're not going to get all into that right now. Here's the phrase that I want you to think about as we go into this breakdown. I was talking to my spiritual teacher yesterday, and he made a statement, and I'm like, say that again. And what he said was, it takes longer for a woman to see a boy as a man than it takes a man to see a girl as a woman. Again, it takes longer for a woman to see a boy as a man than it takes for a man to see a girl as a woman. In order for a woman to see you as a man, she has to feel you as a man first. And I am not talking about your juvenile thoughts of her feeling your manhood inside of her walls. Talking about Capricorn in this motherfucker. If I could get men to try to figure out why the fuck she's choosing you in the first place, like before you have sex, we could have some better experiences out here. But I'm not holding my breath. It takes longer for a woman to see a boy as a man than it takes for a man to see a girl as a woman. Let's get into it. I titled my book, Pimp God, What Your Mama Should Have Told You. Because what our mother should have told us was the rules of the game that women created. You wouldn't need a pimp guide, what your mama should have told you, if they told you the rules of the game that women created. But for many women, they would be indicting themselves if they told you that, because then you start looking at mama like, oh, that fucking explains it. Young men are often trained to prioritize visual attraction, conquest, ego validation, and fantasy. Again, young men are often trained, like puppies, to prioritize visual attraction, damn girl, conquest, I'm a man, I gotta conquer, conquest, ego validation, the kind of validation that a dude gets from having a bad bitch on his arm. He should feel like that every day, whether he has a woman or not. And he's also trained to prioritize fantasy. Young women are often trained to prioritize social awareness, even if it's to their detriment. Dr. Scott said that he's going on, these soirees with some chick at her little company party, amongst the beautiful people, the beautiful people of the world. And when they was on the elevator going up to go to the floor, she said, now don't say nothing crazy. It's like, bitch, why you bring me if you worried about me embarrassing you? Why you bring me? Bitch. You know what really pisses him off? When he gets up there and he starts mingling with the beautiful people, and they actually treat him more like a prized employee than her. It really, really confuses bitches. The hardest thing for a woman to do is to swallow her pride, swallow her ego. When she's with a man that's cooler than her, that's better than her. In the West, that's very difficult for a woman to do because they are cultivated, right? Trained to compete with men. Right? But within the society, in terms of male-female dynamics, young women are often trained to prioritize social awareness. Don't say nothing crazy. Emotional calibration. A lot of women are emotional, what's the word? Emotional camouflage artists. They could change with the environment, right? So that they could fit in, right? Women are often trained to prioritize social awareness, emotional calibration, security, right? And reading intention. Their ability to read intention is why they're so good at wearing a mask and fooling men. Because they just read your ass. Stuff that you don't even tell her, she picks up. And then she just camouflages herself. She morphs into pretending. She creates an avatar that is your ideal woman in your imagination. She reads you, figures out what that is, and then she creates an avatar, and you fall in love with the avatar. And then once you good and in love with that bitch, right, then she takes the avatar body off. And you like, who the fuck is this bitch? She looked the same, she smelled the same, she tastes the same. But it's a different broad. And usually by the time a woman can orchestrate or facilitate that kind of situation, right, the dude is stuck for the rest of his remainder of time in that relationship trying to win her back. And that's true, you know. He gets caught up in that. And so he does extra more than he even did before because he's trying to get that old good thing back. When all it was a mask. Women know how to read intention. Okay? That creates an asymmetry. A man may look at a woman and ask, do I desire her? A woman may look at a man and ask, what kind of man is he really? The difference alone creates what many people call game. Just because a chick routinely picks bad dudes that are emotionally unavailable, that doesn't mean that she can't see that. What it means is that she just might be addicted to that. That's why she don't pick a dude that can't give her that supply. This is what I mean when I keep saying, why is she with you? What am I really asking you? What does she see that maybe you don't about you? To get the rest of this game, join the Mac Life Patreon.